Hey everyone, my name is Ilham, and today I'm going to take 3 to 5 minutes of your to listen to our little project research. I promise it's going to be fun, it's going to be short, and most importantly, it's going to be very informative. Now, if we are ready, let's go. So, this is land, these are also land, all of these are also land, and all of those are also lands. But the question is not what type of land, but who own these lands. Okay, I know for a fact that everybody knows all of these lands I've shown you is either owned by the government or individuals. But there's a type of land that we actually barely understand. Yet it is one of the most oldest and the most important piece of land in our history, and they are called Malay reservation land. Let's be honest, most of us, when we hear Malay Reserve land, I think that, oh, it's just a special land for Malay. But the reality is, it's more than that. It's a legal and cultural protection with roots going back more than a century. And right now, it's under pressure. So here's a more bigger picture. Malay Reserve land is land legally set aside for Malays under the Malay Reservation Enactment 1913, the Federal Constitution, and various state enactments. At the federal level, Article 89 specifically constitute and prohibit the sale of MRL to non-Malay. If such land is revoked, a replacement must be given and must be gazetted, same size, same value, no shortcuts. Well, at the state level, laws like Malay Reservation Enactment 1913 go further. Section 7 and Section 8 totally prohibit transfer, leases, or charges to non-Malay. Even indirect dealings like trusts or proxies are null and void under Section 15. To classify land as MRL, they must have 3 things. Number 1 is gazette notification, number 2 is form air requisition, and number 3 is memorial entry on the land register. Without these, it does not matter what you call the land, it's not protected as MRL. And so far, based on what we have found, the court mean business when it comes to MRL. Back in 2013, in the case of Fauza and Lazim, a buyer tried to claim a land under a deal made before he became a citizen. The court unfortunately said no, saying that he wasn't legally Malay at the time, so the sale was void. In other cases like Hassan and Mayo Trading, back in 2012, the court rejected an attempt to use a Malay as a proxy for a non-Malay company. Even clearly worded management contract didn't fly. Means that the law was clear. No backdoor was allowed. If you're not Malay, you don't have right for Malay Reserve land. Well, despite all of these, court strict rules and stuff, MRL is actually shrinking. The 2013 Auditor General report show only 12% of MRL remains in some state. The question is how? Well, there are reasons like poor enforcement or missing paperwork like Form A, or things like political interference also becomes a cause. And yes, Malay owners themselves are removing the status of MRL just to sell it at higher market price. We can see back in 2021, in the case of Bebe and Sakina, where the court ruled land wasn't protected as MRL simply because the land office never completed registration steps. Legal protection failed due to bureaucratic gaps. There's also confusion a lot about who qualify as a Malay. In Johor, there are Arabs who follow Islam and speak Malay that were excluded from the definition of Malay. And based on a lot of other cases, there's just too much major inconsistency. Well, the government says that it wants to redevelop cities without touching MRL. On paper, that sounds amazing. But critics, including Tun Mahathir, aren't convinced. They say that cases like Kampung Sungai Baru show how misclassification or quiet revocations can easily sneak through under the radar. They say that if we're not careful, urban renewal might just be a code name to clear Malay Reserve land. Look, I get it. Development is inevitable, and we are not trying to live in the 90s, 100 forever. But we do need to ask ourselves as well. This development is for who? And for what cause? Malay Reserve land for us is not just some ethnic land quota system. It's about preserving a community stake in the country. It's about recognizing that land is more than money. It's memory, it's culture. Yes, the law exists, and yes, the constitution is very clear about Malay Reserve land. But if we people don't enforce it, what exactly are we protecting? Let's not treat MRL like a dusty old law, forgotten in a filing cabinet. Let's treat it like it truly is, one that needs protection, and most importantly, one that deserves to be kept. That's all from us. Thank you.